Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of Wrestling with Life. I am Patrick Reeman, joined by Adam Chandler and Justin Pusser as always. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
Good.
Better before I had to talk to you.
Thanks, I appreciate it. You're right. God damn it, you're right. I do that awkward laugh every time.
Yeah, man, you do this laugh. Pat does this laugh where, like, he laughs first, but then he goes, oh, and he crumbles into himself.
You should make that magically go away.
Yeah, you should make it disappear.
Abracadabra.
I don't hate both.
Yeah, I know.
How you
That
guys
was for you, Ty.
Have you guys done anything fun recently?
Of course, I do something fun every day.
Yeah, I don't understand your question.
Okay, I'm sorry. Clearly I'm the
I
odd
worked
man
out a
out.
lot yesterday. That was fun for me.
Not me. Just not something I find as fun as Adam. That's okay.
No,
People are different, Pat. Don't shake your head at me.
I had no judgment on you, I promise. There's no judgment.
With that body, I didn't think so. We're rocking today.
I walked right the fuck into that.
You walk around here with a blindfold.
Magic.
No.
Gentlemen, we're here to talk about the magic of love, first dates, first girlfriends, all that good stuff.
I am looking forward to this. I love
It's gonna
love.
be fun.
Yeah, I'm willingly walking into a death trap on this one.
Not only are you walking into a death trap, but this is for our lady fans out there. This is the crossroads for you. You're either with us after this, or
You're against us.
you want nothing to do with us as human beings or podcast.
However, if you do enjoy this episode and fall in line with us, you are the right people for us.
Yeah, pretty much. We're really selective about our fans.
We are.
So I'm going to start with Adam. Adam, I kind of want to know if you have a cool or fun or maybe bad first date story, first girlfriend story.
So I have like 3 on deck because a couple of them don't take long. So my first, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? Yes, was my junior year of high school. I've never been good with talking to girls like that. Weirdly, I'm easy talking to girls now, but maybe it's because I'm already married, so like I just have this safety net of I don't really care what you think.
Takes that pressure off.
Yeah. So, but it would be like I'm talking about normal conversation.
Yes.
So when I was younger, if there was like normal conversation with a girl, it didn't compute with me, especially because at the time, I always grew up being like that comic book nerd. Now it's totally okay, but back then, you're weird for liking that stuff. So I always had trouble. So yeah, my first "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" that worked was junior year of high school, and it magically lasted really, really long. It was 3 whole weeks. When she broke up with me, she used her mom as an excuse because she said her schoolwork was getting worse. And then I said, "But we can work on it together. I can help."
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then I got really pissed off, punched a brick wall. And my best friend Keith, I'm gonna make sure he listens to this because he's gonna laugh when he hears it. I punched this brick wall at our school. I didn't hurt myself that bad. It hurt, but I didn't break my hand or anything. But Keith was there, and Keith just broke out into the biggest belly laugh of all time. This is my best friend since my best friend ever, and he's just laughing so hard. You punched the wall.
What was your reaction when he started laughing? Did you loosen up or did you get more angry?
No, I was more angry and stormed off to my class where I tried not to cry because I didn't know how to figure out and deal with these emotions. I got really depressed and I didn't want to eat, and I didn't understand what was happening at all. Now when you look back at it, now I understand the physical response to the mental.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening, so that was after 3 weeks, man. We said I love you, so I don't know what happened. I really don't.
You thought you loved her.
And then I found out she was talking to some other guy the next day, so her schoolwork must have been fine.
Maybe that's why she declined your help.
Yeah, it seems like it. That's probably it. So
I'm genuinely surprised that you were bad at talking to women. I'm also genuinely surprised you didn't break that wall.
he's saying that because right now I'm Mr. Smooth.
That's so
Yeah,
true.
so
But
sup, ladies.
that's great. That's a good I don't punch things. I don't punch things like that. I don't know, man. I scream. I'm like a verbal angry person.
I don't do that anymore.
Well, okay, I never did that either,
Okay.
really. Yeah.
At least you did it for that. I have a friend, Alex White, up in Boston. How you doing, man? Who
Full names now, guys.
Who punched a wall because he missed the series finale of Lost.
Yeah, somebody like that would be your friend.
Hey, love is love.
That's true. If you love Lost,
Whether it's a
Love
16-year-old girl or, well, I had a
All
friend
right, Adam.
Rewind. Whether you're in high school and it's a high school girl.
You guys were joking. We really are testing the waters on this one.
That was probably the funniest misspeak we're gonna have from Adam.
Yeah, I usually don't do those too often. And I'm glad I caught myself, like, immediately just stopped there and was just like, this isn't going to go well for me.
I think that's what popped me is that I usually catch it and I didn't.
Oh, really?
You caught it before I did at least.
And it was noticeable on your face. You're like, wait.
I catch everybody else, man. That's like, at work, that's what I do. Like,
Yeah, no, like, and like, I think that's why, like, oh man, I'm crying right now. Anyone who knows me that knows how I laugh, like, there's tears. Oh man.
oh, man. Okay. So, whether it's a high school sweetheart or it's a TV show that doesn't make any sense, everyone loves. So, Pat's friend in Boston, it's okay to love a TV show series finale.
Yeah, man, especially if you've invested a lot of time in it, like Adam did 3 weeks in this show.
It's pretty much the same thing, really, when you think about it.
So, like, for me, I didn't have, like, I mean, I asked a girl, I think, if I can kiss her, like, or if we can kiss when we're like 5. Like, she's, like, been one of my best friends when we were younger. Like, yeah, like, I was always that kid, man. I was always around girls. I always had a little girlfriend, like, bought them all Christmas presents and things like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I love my mom. So, like, I have a lot of love to give, like, I don't know. I like people.
Smooth little 5-year-old Justin Pusser.
Yeah, man.
Already kissing girls.
Well, I said I love love. Yeah. I had my first girlfriend when I was in like serious girlfriend when I was in 8th grade, and like it's funny. It's like kind of like I had a similar reaction to Adam when we broke up. We were together like 2 years though, like so like I made it into like my sophomore year of high school and stuff with the same girl.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like we broke up because I mean we grew apart. I didn't know it then, but like we didn't like the same shit anymore, and like we're like she's cool, like she's like a person that I mean I haven't talked to her in years, but like if I saw her today I'd say hi, but yeah, man, it's funny. Like, I actually did. I had a girlfriend for 2 years, and then like my next girlfriend, which was like a year after that, I was with for like 2 years, and then I spent a little time off, and then I met my wife.
Nice.
Took the detour.
So, if you guys don't pick it up by now, he's committed.
Yes, I'm a very loyal human being.
Jeez, 2 years? That's a hell of a run for like a first serious girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, but
What years were those?
So the end of 8th grade until probably like middle of my sophomore year.
Yeah, so like what?
I was probably 14 to 16.
So what year was it? Like,
like 2006 to like 2008.
all right, so like you're dealing with like the transition from ATL rap to what?
Yeah, 2008's rough, man. Cause
That's when
that's
it's
when
super
Lil
poppy.
Wayne and like
Yeah.
everyone gets real hot.
So it
But, like,
makes
I wasn't
sense.
into it. I was
It
like,
makes sense you guys grew apart, is what I'm saying.
yeah, no, that's true. And like she was like a emo kid. Like she grew into that.
Oh yeah.
She came from an athlete. Like her brother played like Division I baseball, and like I played sports. So like I was like, oh cool. Like I like this family. I kind of know them. And then like she just like decided she wanted to be completely different. And like I was like, oh, this isn't what I am.
Yeah.
And it just like grew apart. I mean, yeah, but it's crazy that you like made the joke like, oh, it lasted real long, and I was sitting here, I'm like, oh, it can. Like I mine did. Like fuck. Like what? But same thing, man. I was super angry when we broke up for no reason.
Don't understand how to handle those emotions.
Yeah, man.
That's a volatile time. I mean, high school didn't make sense to me either, so.
I mean, like,
Well, yeah, you were trying to figure out if you were going to be a magician for the rest of your life.
yeah, it's
or-
tough to decide if you want to do magic for the rest of your life. The high risk world. I mean, Harry Houdini didn't make it out alive.
This is going to be Ty's favorite
That's
episode.
yeah. Ty's gonna love this.
Shout out Ty Thomas, who also agrees. Pat, magician.
And Ike Phillips. You got Ike Phillips to agree last
Oh
night
yeah.
too.
What was the other one he added? He looks like he's the guy at the end of Rush Hour who's just in charge of the Asian mob. And
Oh yeah, with
I
your
completely
jacket.
agree.
Oh man, said he looks like the end boss of like Rush Hour, the American guy who's secretly behind all the Chinese gangs and all the stuff going on. And then I left.
I feel like you would be the dude who like is at, and you walk through AC Casino and like there's like the one place that's all written in Korean, you'd be hanging out in there.
No. It's Tropicana most of the time, actually.
Okay. Good to know.
And karaoke bars, even though I can't sing a lick.
That's fun though. Maybe we'll make you sing on the podcast one
Oh,
day.
please don't.
Yeah.
No, shouldn't have started it.
No, that's how.
If you guys
that's
want
how
it
people
enough,
stop.
ask, and Patrick will sing eventually.
Please put your requests in immediately.
Please.
Oh, no, don't do this.
Give us the song.
We're gonna lose people. We're gaining people. Don't.
Well, if they're requesting it, that means there's people listening, Pat.
Yeah. Give them what they want.
Mike in Boston, right? Is it Mike? Alex in Boston? Mike in Texas.
Alex in Boston, Mike in Texas.
Jess. Got Melanie, sister. We got some listeners, all right? We've talked about some people. We want to know what you want to hear Pat sing.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Can we? Whose idea was this today's topic?
Whose idea was today's topic? It was my own. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I know sometimes we have
people
that reach
who
out.
suggested, yeah.
Which we will get to.
Yeah, we've had suggestions since like day one, which is awesome.
Well, everybody's got to have an opinion.
That's true, and that's kind of what we're here for, right?
Adam, that was a fantastic face you just gave me.
Yeah.
No one can see.
You said you had 3 stories on deck, Adam. Is there another one from like your early time?
So if we're gonna talk about exclusively dates, I think the first real, because I've hung out with girls, I'm a notorious friend zone frequenter when I was a single young lad.
Also very surprising.
Yeah, man. I just stuck around too long and let them take advantage of me. Sounds like wrestling.
That's bad audio. And also, like, you're not alone, man. Like, I was always friends with a lot of girls, too. I think a lot of girls do that in that time. They're just, everyone's growing up. We're all uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They probably liked you. They probably did.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
yeah.
charming.
So I took a girl out when I was like 21. So this is like we're full blown adult going to bars. I met her in a bar and I got her number. And she was a heavier girl, which like I've never dated a heavier girl before. But I'm not. I'd like to think that I'm not shallow. Like I thought she seemed really cool, and I wanted to get to know her better and see if there's something there. So yeah, I took her out to PJ Willihan's. We had a great time. It was like a super adult date. Like up to that point, you just deal with kid shit. That was like I took her to a restaurant that like had alcohol. We ordered what we wanted. I paid for the bill, and she
Like
she
a true
had-
gentleman.
huh? Yeah,
Like a true gentleman.
Thanks, man. She I brought her flowers too. Like
Oh, wow.
That's
Jeez.
the good stuff.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
like, I
fun
just-
is.
They're upstaging everyone.
my thing is like just go big or go home. You know what I mean? Like
And I mean, ultimately, you always want to go home with her, too. So, like, you got to go big.
Yeah.
we're getting into it. Oh yeah.
she wanted to go big. That's why she was with Adam.
Oh, easy.
Hey, yeah.
Jesus.
We don't got to talk about the size on this
Whoa.
podcast.
I mean, that's invasive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Stop staring down there.
Pat, it's gross.
Weird.
Just ask.
Not for you, pal.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is gonna be the best episode fucking ever.
We're spiraling already.
Oh,
All right,
geez.
spiral with us this morning, everybody. Have a
Yeah.
mimosa.
Yeah, well, please have a mimosa and enjoy. I gave her a kiss goodnight. I didn't see. I was still. It was a grown-up date, but like, I don't know how the whole like go home with you thing works. So like, I wasn't gonna bring it up because I was like, I just want to be a gentleman and like establish
Yeah, you're a
something
good
here.
dude.
Well, anyway, she gave me a cupcake that she made, and she like gave it to me. She's like, "I'm really good at baking. Here's a cupcake." And it was like in its own box, and it was huge. And I took it home, and it was so good.
See, she went big and he took it home.
Yup. So man, like I was like, all right, I like her. She's really nice. She's pretty. She bakes and is really good at it. Like this seems like a pretty good win here. I'm gonna keep this train rolling. So. There was no relationship. The situation didn't last long because like I would like text her just because I wanted to talk to her. And I know what an annoying texter is, and I know I wasn't doing that. It was just I want to converse with you because why else are we going on dates?
Yeah.
Right,
And
so
even
what do you
before
want?
that, it was kind of hard to get in touch with her. And then after that, she would still take forever to respond, but she would respond. So it wasn't like she just blew me off. All right, I guess she has no interest. No, she would respond and engage, but it would be like really like spread out times. And like it'd always be like some busy because I got work, I got all this other stuff.
Sounds like it just wasn't what really you wanted even at that point. Like,
Yeah, no, like I was. Yeah, I was like,
wanted more.
Yeah, I wanted more. Like I wanted to get to know you. Like why shouldn't we be talking and like.
Why are you wasting your time and energy?
Yeah,
and money at
exactly.
PJ
And money.
Wellness?
But keep in mind, now that I say this, there's something that I remember about the date. Keep in mind that she mentioned during the date that she always ends up with guys with girlfriends.
Okay.
So probably a good reason why like I stayed away from her. Like she's probably not in the right headspace for a relationship.
Yeah, sounds like.
So yeah, so then I was able to secure a second date, and we went on a lunch date, and like I felt like things weren't really jiving, and so after that, you know, I said bye to her there, and then I was like, all right, I don't think this is. There's nothing there, but I think I still tried to like, cause me trying to be nice, I still texted her anyway, I think, and then I didn't hear from her for a while, and I was like, that's fine, and then like one random Saturday, she texted me good luck before my match because she knew I had to wrestle that day, and I looked at my phone, and I was just like, just put it in my bag. I was like, it's done. Like, I haven't talked to you in like 5 days, and that like this is the first time you text me. Like, I'm not getting into this. That was that.
Peace.
And like, obviously, she didn't care because she never like followed up. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like you said, man, it was, you know, you wanted more and like you realized it, so that's the key.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you're like, you don't realize those things. You're just like, no, I can make this work.
Yes. And this was coming off of, I think, I'm pretty sure this comes after like this long 7 month relationship. It's not that long. 7-month relationship I had with this one girl that was like awful, and like I had to break up with her, which like was like a big deal for me because that was like a very much like you got to stand up for yourself moment. Because like for a while I was just staying with her just because I didn't want to break up with her because I felt bad. Like I didn't want to hurt someone's feelings.
No.
And then I got to a point where I couldn't handle it anymore. It was the heaviest I ever was. That's where Afro Adam, like that picture gets taken
That's
around
peak.
that time.
That's peak Afro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Piecing it all together for me, man.
Yeah. So for that situation, it wasn't as hard to you know go this isn't working, because now I've been through a situation where like I actually had to break someone's heart, so like now I don't feel so bad and I don't feel obligated to like try to keep something going that's clearly not there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I really can't. I don't even have these date stories except for like I remember some of them, but like not really. like I said, I usually skip that. Like I was usually dating. Like I was hanging out with people, and then they were my girlfriend, and then we would like.
It was more casual,
like,
more time at home, and
well,
like
also too in Jamesburg, like I don't know, when I was like 11, 12 years old, like I would go hang out with a friend of mine who was a girl, Jessica, who like I would hook up with, like she was my friend, but like we would also order pizza and like hang out, and then like we'd have like pick up baseball games later in the day. So like we were just like friends, like that. Like those weren't dates to me, you know what I mean? Like, but that's what it was for me. So like just a little different, but like his stories are good.
I'm sure there's like 1 or 2 gems.
No, I'm excited to talk about meeting my wife. I'll tell that story once we get there, because that's a good story.
All right. You got one more dating story on deck, Adam?
Well, it's gonna be meeting my wife.
Oh,
Yeah, so
all right, well, we
let's
can
go
jump
there.
there. That's fine.
Yeah.
They're the ones that matter.
Yeah. So it was during, I think, Hurricane Irene. She was up this weekend to help her brother move in because he was going to University of Penn. But Hurricane Irene hit, so there wasn't like much they could do. So she was friends with my best friend Keith, his girlfriend at the time, Iris. She was friends with her, like childhood friends, because she used to live up here. So Iris was saying we were gonna go meet up with her and hang out with her. And, you know, Keith obviously was gonna bring me along. At that time, we went everywhere together. Like I proudly third wheeled with him and his girlfriend because his girlfriend was cool. So like I didn't mind hanging out with her, and they never did anything to make me like feel like a third wheel. And I was like happy to just be their friend that got to like hang out with them and like have
That's
people to go
cool
places
though.
with.
That they would like include you that way.
Dude, Keith's awesome.
Yeah. So it's Hurricane Irene, so it's towards the end, but the rain's still pretty crazy. Like let's go to the hotel and pick her up. All right. I got nothing to lose.
Yeah, why not, right? I love crazy stuff. So like, yes.
So this is all happening during Hurricane Irene, or at least that night, like the night of. So we go to the hotel and we go to pick her up, and I noticed she had like long legs, which I thought was like attractive, and she like looked nice. Seemed really cool. So we were driving, and we found a diner that happened to be open during this. Like I guess they figured, screw it, we'll
Shout out Cindy, Tammy working that diner.
Yes. Listen, it all circles back, guys. So we went there, and we were just gonna get like dessert and like a couple drinks or whatever, because there wasn't much we could do, right? It was pretty late, so we both ordered banana cream pie, and I got coffee and she got tea, but we got the same thing. So like, we're already establishing here we have some similar tastes.
Yeah, something to talk about.
Yeah. At the time, she had a boyfriend, so there wasn't too much interest, but I thought she was really cool. And I told Iris I thought she was really cool, and then Iris was like, well, she's miserable with that guy. So, like, if you want to, like, kind of put it out there, like, just, you're fine. So I thought that was cool. At the time, Words with Friends was popular, so I got her ID on there, and we would play a couple games. And so the next night we saw her again, she was about to leave, and we had a good night there. And I told her, we hung out in the lobby for a while, and then I told her, because she did kind of like mention her boyfriend in like eye roll kind of ways. So when I was saying bye to her, I said, hey, if your situation ever changes, like, I'd love to take you out to dinner sometime, if you're ever back up here.
God, you are such a fucking gentleman.
Thanks, man.
That's such a nice way to say that.
What would you have said, Pat?
I wouldn't have said anything. I'd have been like, that's not
Words matter.
Yes.
Dash Justin Pusser.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So we kept playing Words with Friends, and then we would like use the chat function, and then I eventually got her number. Man, this makes me sound like a scumbag. She still had a boyfriend, but she was like I shouldn't even be with this guy right now. But we would text, but it wasn't, I kept it, cool. I kept it like, hey, like, we could just be friends and just talk or whatever. And that way, if it really was like what she said it was, and she ended up breaking up with him, then we have something there. And sure enough, like, within days, I think, he was like really old, like way older than she should have even been dating in the first place. And it was one of those situations where like she got into it, not like she didn't like him that much, but my wife, I've noticed, like, she needs like relationships, not like with men, I just mean in general. Like, she's a people person.
Yeah.
I get that, man. I don't like being lonely.
She wears her heart on
Yeah.
her sleeve. So like, I think it was a case of that, where it's just she needed someone at the moment, found that person, but like wasn't into it at all, but didn't want to leave because it was comfortable.
That's a problem for a lot of people. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people overstay sometimes because they're comfortable.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, he was like a grown ass man with like kids who were like over the age of 5. Like, she had no business
that's
being with
like,
them at 20, 27 or 28.
About to be a mom at that point.
Yeah. That was even earlier than that, actually. She's probably like 24, 25. So, yeah. Anyway, so then we kept talking, and then we decided that we wanted to date. She came up to visit. Oh, we decided that at one point that we weren't going to date because the distance was too far away, and it just wouldn't be conducive. But we could still talk and be friends. That didn't work. So she came up to visit, and then after that weekend, she was like, no, like, I kind of want this to be a thing. And I agreed. So for a while, we were actually long distance. Until she eventually got a job up here and moved up here herself. And then the rest is just,
How was that? That always sounds so tough to me, long distance.
Well, that's real long distance.
Yeah, it was like 6 hours long distance. What we would do is I rented a car and drove down there for Christmas. And like, I surprised her by coming earlier than I said I was going to be there for. And her family was super cool. And I think at first they like got a room for me because her dad's in the military, so he got discounts.
Nice.
And then later on they just like let me stay with them. So her parents were always super cool about it. And then we were doing train rides for a couple months. Like, once a month one of us would take the train up or down, and then she got the job up here.
6 hours is very long
lot.
distance. I would consider like an hour long distance.
I was gonna say, like, me and my wife, when we first met, like, I was an hour and a half away from her, but I also, like, just came down all the time, like, every day, or not every week, every day, but like every weekend. Like, when I got done at work on a Friday, I'd come down, I'd stay the whole weekend, or I'd go do my Friday night there, go work like a wrestling show, and then come back, and yeah. And I thought that, I mean, that is long, but like 6 hours is a different beast.
Yeah, that's
long.
I commend you both for that. Holy hell, that takes a lot to make it work. I'm sure. Obviously, I've never done it, but like that sounds like it would take a lot of work to make that be a thing.
Well, you know how hard magic can be, and it's not really that hard. So like, makes sense.
I should have never said anything. I should never let you talk to my mom. You shouldn't be allowed to talk to my mom.
Well, you know, I think the more people I talk to, the less you're gonna like me, honestly.
Do you have any like memorable dates for you and Ashley? Anything like oh, this was like really cool, or
I probably have plenty.
oh, like oh, I really
Yeah,
walked into that
plenty,
one.
but I kind of want to move on to Justin's story.
Ah, okay, all right.
I feel like I spoke enough about.
Yeah, and we'll get back to more stuff like
Yeah.
that. But so when I met my wife, I was 19. It was probably going on 8 years ago now. I was wrestling full time. I hadn't been with a girlfriend in probably well over a year and a half at that point. I was like completely just wrestling every weekend. I was driving to West Virginia like 8.5 hours every week for bookings because when Matt's school closed, there was nowhere around here that knew me or that Matt knew. Matt knew mostly people from elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I got booked in West Virginia. Actually, I was driving with Steve Off. We were going down there like. There was a couple other people that would tag along. Darius Carter, TJ Marconi at the time was there once or twice. But we went down and I had a show. I had met a man in West Virginia named Boris Dragoff. He took me under his wing to help me out around that area because he was from there. Very nice man. Still like keep in touch with him to this day. Like once every few months I'll shoot him a text. Anyway, he had gotten me a booking. Well, told me to come with him and hopefully I would be used at MCW Maryland on a Saturday. And it was a Saturday right around Halloween weekend 2011, whatever that weekend is. Yeah. And so I didn't feel like taking a 3-hour drive to Maryland from Jamesburg, so I was going to go to Rowan, which is about a halfway point, because my buddy Ted, who I played baseball with throughout my entire time at high school, was going to school there, and a few of my other buddies I played baseball with went to Rowan. So like I was just going to go visit, crash at their place, and then go to Maryland the next day for the booking. I got halfway down there, and they told me it was a costume party we were going out to that night. And I'm like, well, dickheads, I'm not wearing my wrestling gear, so I don't know what you want me to do. Except you didn't tell me. So they were going as the cast of, like, the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Like, they had all the shirts. So I just wore my shirt and, like, tie that I was going to wear to MCW next day. And I handed out keg caps as Kurt Fobb, the host, as pendants of life, and that was the only way you can get drinks for me is if you had a keg cap. I had a blast. However, I was out that night and I met Ted's girlfriend, who he had just been with for probably two months or so, Maria, and she was pledging a sorority at Rowan. So my drunk ass at 2 a.m. was like, "You have any of your sorority sisters don't want to come hang out with us?" And she's like, "Actually, I have one sorority sister. It's a big wrestling fan. You might like her." I said, "Well, call her," you know, because that's how I mean, call her. I put her on the spot, and she did.
That's the Justin Pusser method.
Oh, that's all I know. I don't know. I ask for things sometimes. And she did, and my wife, now wife, answered on the other end, and she was like, "You know, what's going on, Maria? Oh, come out to this party." You know, she told her where it was. She's like, Ted's friend who's a wrestler's here, and he wants to meet you. And she goes, "I don't want to come out. It's 2 a.m." And right away, I'm like, I respect this girl. Like, I wouldn't want to come out either. And she did. She got dressed. She's like, "I'll come over." And when she got there, I heard she was there, so I walked out with Ted and Maria to meet her. And Ted and Maria started walking back to the party, and I hung back with Danielle. We walked in. And when we went in, like, it's like 2:30 in the morning now, like a college party. So like, everyone's hammered drunk. And everyone just starts trying to hit on the new girl that walks in. And, like, she just kept shutting all of them down and hanging out with me and talking and bullshitting about wrestling. It was the first time in my life that being a wrestler worked. Like, it usually doesn't work, guys. Like, it's not necessary.
Not at all.
But, like, yeah, so we hit it off that night. We went back to Ted's, like, you know, dorm or whatever. I guess it was, like, an apartment at that point. And we were all hanging out, and everyone kind of peeled off, and it was just us two left. And we stayed up till, like, 5 in the morning talking, probably. And I asked her, I said, when's the next time I can see you? And she said, well, what are you doing tomorrow? And I said, I'm wrestling at night, but I'm not leaving here till like 1. I don't have to be there. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, in the morning I have to run to AC Moore and get some things for my sorority crafts or whatever. And I was like, pick me up. We'll get breakfast. And she did. Like, she's like, okay, I'll text you when I wake up. And then we kissed that night in the rain outside, just like, you know, you would imagine in a romance movie. And then at 9, because I wake up like crazy early all the time. So like I woke up at like 8:30 and like she didn't text me until like 11 because she slept like a normal human. But at like 9, I was like, well, there goes that. This girl's never gonna text me again. Like, that was fun. But and she texted me. She's like, so sorry, I overslept. And she picked me up. I went to AC Moore. I helped her pick out the little things she needed. We went to like Dunkin' Donuts on the way. Like, we just hung out. And then it snowed like crazy, like while we were hanging out. And so like 1 o'clock rolled around and I was like half snowed in. It was like 3 inches. So I called Boris and was like, dude, are they running? And he's like, well, I'm coming up from West Virginia and it's starting to snow now. And I'm like, my car is already like, prior to this, my car was always a kind of a mess with wrestling and stuff. I was an 18-year-old kid taking a car, 500 miles each way. So like, yeah, it was a lot. And I just canceled. I was like, I know I'm probably not going to be on. It's snowing. I'm just going to hang out here. So I hung out with Danielle that night. And then we just like, I came back the next weekend. We went on our first date. And our first date, I picked her up and all the false advertising in the world. She was wearing heels. She doesn't wear heels often. She wore heels for our first date. That's not who I'm getting. But she cleaned the house that she lived in. Not who I'm getting. I'm just kidding. But no, like we went out. We actually were like just gonna go to like Olive Garden because it's like it's college town. Like Deptford's like right there. Everything's there. Yeah. And we went and it was like really crowded. And we both looked at each other and we're like, we don't want to fucking do this, right? Like we want to go somewhere else, anywhere else, right? And we agreed. And then we went to like I think like Chili's. We went to Chili's and then it wasn't as bad. And like we just like ate there. But like we've always had the same energy. Like we're like we both were like, nah, we don't like this, right? We don't like these people, right? We don't want to do this, right? Like, and so.
Yeah, you guys are very in sync.
Yeah, no, she's my best friend. No bullshit. Like Danielle's my best friend. She's like the coolest person I've ever met. Like she is the only reason I've been able to do everything I have in wrestling. Like her family's great to me. Like you were saying about Ashley's family. Like I moved down here 8 months into our relationship and lived with her family. Like they let me live there and save money so we can save money to have our life together, which we now have. Like they have been very good to me. And like I'm lucky. I grew up my grandparents were like really, really close, like really romantic. My grandpa, he put my grandmother on pedestal for everything. They had a Valentine's Day card that he bought her in 1953, I want to say.
Cool.
And he wrote a different message in it every single year until the year he died. So like there's just this Valentine's Day card of all these letters to my grandma. And like I've always been like that. Like I'm a letter leaver. Like when I used to leave Danielle's apartment, I like would write letters and like leave them on her bed and like make her bed for her and like clean everything up. Like I don't know, man. Show love to the people you love, man. If you don't, they're gonna be gone one day and you're gonna feel like a real dickhead.
Justin Pussner shattering preconceived notions of who he is on the podcast.
People don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah. Not shattering people's notions. He's the love machine.
That's true. Yeah, man. And like, believe me, if I don't love you, you'll also know. But if you love people, there's no reason to ever not show this love to them. Like, don't stop judging people. Love people for who they are, and people be honest with the people you love. Like, to me, that's huge. Just because, like, eventually you're going to end up there, or it's not going to work. So like you get there eventually, and sometimes it takes time because things are harder than other things. So yeah, but you need to be able to communicate with each other. And Danielle's like the best with that. We really are. We're best friends. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, the way Adam said it is perfect. You two are just always in sync.
And you guys know, like my wife helped out at OTW a lot, like just because she's like me, like she's passionate, like she just wants to help people, like she's like ready to like, cool, all right, what can I do to help? Yeah. And yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, shout out to Danielle. Probably that place when we had the building did not run without her. Like,
oh yeah, OTW. Like anyone that's ever worked there, and like they might not have even known who she was. Like that she was my wife either, because like we're pretty good at like I keep my wrestling life pretty separate from my real life, especially in the past I have, and she still doesn't. It's like she still just like wants to be there and help everyone. She's got such a perfect heart for. She's the best.
Huh?
I also love strip clubs. If we're talking about love,
That is a love.
Right.
That is a love.
like if we're gonna talk about someone loving Lost, strip clubs are a blast. Because I hate real like clubs. Like I hate the people in them. Like if you act like an asshole in a strip club, you get kicked out.
Before we
Sure.
get into this, because we're gonna get into it.
Oh yeah.
Ladies, this is the deciding factor for you. You're either still team wrestling with life or we're scumbags and see you later.
This is the benchmark. 35 minutes in. This is where we're
So,
we're drawing the line.
But we're about to find out. Like, I mean, seriously, if you go to women, you guys have all been out to bars and clubs, right? So let me know. Do you think you would get hit on more at a strip club with women dancing naked and guys who are looking at them subjectively, or at a club where they're just looking at you subjectively?
And on the prowl and just rabid dogs.
Because like you get kicked out of a strip club if you act
Yeah,
incorrectly.
no, you're right.
You don't necessarily always get
He's
kicked
got
out.
a point, and like I'm not a fan of actual clubs unless I'm like really gone, and then I'm just dancing because I don't give a shit. But I'm not.
Shout out Bazooka Joe. He's my favorite dancer
Oh my
ever.
gosh.
I want
Joe.
That just made me think. Oh man, sorry to interrupt you, but when you said I just like dancing when I'm like ready to rock, I thought of Joe.
Yeah. So we'll get into that in another episode. We have to
Yes.
have like a whole Atlantic City episode because we have a lot of experiences down there. Bazooka Joe dancing techno music at 4 a.m. is one of them. Great night.
Great.
Oh, and that's we'll get into that. 'cause
that is this night,
that's
right?
the night I get caught. Yeah. All right. So, what were we saying?
The night you get caught. All right.
So we're talking about how much we love strip clubs.
Oh yeah, I hate going to regular clubs too, and I hate observing the dudes because they're like so
sleazy,
gross.
Yeah,
it's
man,
just
like.
gross.
And I'm the same way. Like, listen, like how can I put this? If you are entertained by a strip club, that's okay. People are entertained by all kinds of shit, but like. If you go to a club and you just hit on everyone expecting to hopefully like land something, like to me that's
miserable.
way sleazier.
That's a waste of your. Okay, so you want to talk about like what the benefits of strip clubs versus regular clubs?
Yes.
It's like regular clubs you have to like pay to get in, just like you do strip clubs. But at least like you're getting a good show. Whereas if you go to a club, it's just like maybe I score. I'm gonna buy a ton of drinks. I'm just gonna lose all my money for no reason without getting any benefit.
And you like bump into people at a club, like people bump into you, spill your drink. I was there at Ike one time, Ike Phillips, and I spilled my drink on a guy because he bumped me, and he literally like turned and looked at me and was like, he like raised his hands at me, and I was like, "Do you want to fight or do you just want me to say sorry?" And he was like, "It's fine, man." And I was like, "I'm sorry," and I walked away. But that's what it's like in a club. I don't like that energy, man. I'd rather just be somewhere where like everyone's hanging out. Like you can get a beer at the strip club; they'll bring them to you. You don't have to go to the bar. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this night in question.
We're
So
taking a hard turn.
I'm giving you guys the inside baseball a little bit here. All right?
Yeah.
Like this is the good stuff. Trey Drummond is somebody at OTW I love, but I gave him the unfortunate responsibility of babysitting me and Adam in Atlantic City one year, and he didn't really like. He kind of fought it, but he was already,
And when we say babysit, we say this with the full expectation that they're going to fail and only increase our desire to perform said task of heading there.
Yeah, like I think to your point, like it was more just like, all right, who are we putting the blame on?
Yeah, it was reverse psychology all the way. We're probably going to go, who do we get to take us there who we are going to tell to not take us there?
Like, for example, had I told somebody who could physically stop us to babysit us, that would have been a bad call. Like, for us, we knew we wanted to be able to ignore the person that was babysitting us. So we told Dre, and then
It made us feel better. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we have someone keeping us accountable. Will we listen to them? Probably not, but we have them.
so we went to AC, and like I always kind of do this to Adam. We go to AC, like as the night leans on and like people start dropping off. I like, all right, man, let's ready to go. You ready to go to strip club? Let's go to strip club. And like usually it's like he's like, nah, man, like, but like we'll get there.
Like a little devil on his shoulder.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no, that is me. Justin Fusser's little devil on his shoulder. But like we that's the night. Yeah, Joe. We went to like 4 or 5 bars, and normally we go to one and just like hang out there.
And it's the night before Mother's Day, by the way.
Yes.
I have a funny story about that.
It's like the week before Soul Survivor, which at
Yeah.
OTW was always like our like big show. So like this is the week before that. Mother's Day is the next day, but we're ready to get hammered drunk. Like, this is celebration
And
time.
I'm wrestling Bazooka Joe the next week, and it's like the first time I'm like winning the championship, which at the time for me was like a massive deal.
Yeah, big weekend. Yeah.
So it was like essentially, let's get fucked up.
It's kind of like I was saying about WrestleMania, like in our last episode, like it's like our Christmas party. It's like we do this all year, and now it's the end of the year.
Yeah.
So now we get reckless. And we went out to like 4 or 5 bars. One of the bars, Joe was dancing with like anybody that would dance with him, which is, if anyone knows Bazooka Joe, is like just not, that's another glass shattering perception for you, is like him dancing hard to techno. I just don't see him as that,
that
as
would
a
throw me
professional
off,
wrestler.
you're right.
Oh yeah, he's hard into that shit too. Like European techno, like stuff is what he was telling me about in the car on the way up.
And he like loves like hip hop too. Like, him and I have
he's a
talked
big
about
music
rap.
guy, like in general.
Yeah, he's cool, but like it was a wild night, and like I think Dave Davis danced with somebody in a wheelchair.
Different night, but still great story.
He like straddled this woman in a wheelchair and like rolled around with her. We had to take him back to the room. I think Calvin took him back to the room this one night.
Yeah, that night is the one where we were gonna go to Anthem, and then he passes out on the couch. So then they like take him
Like outside in the like lobby. Though.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't
yeah.
like a couch in our room. Like
No,
like
no,
a
it was on the
public
couch, like in
yeah.
front of like the after hours place.
Yeah.
Because it's like 3 a.m. at this point.
So like all these things are happening, and like everyone, you know, and me and Adam were left, and I think it's
I'm
us.
Wasted.
Yes, I've
like-
got him right where I need him.
Yeah, I am probably one of the most wasted I've ever been.
And so so now who's left is me, Adam, Bazooka Joe, Dre. He should have went to bed. Andy, and
CJ?
No. There was someone else in the limo, because we took a limo to the strip club. I can't remember who else is in the limo. I have the picture somewhere, but there's someone else in the limo. But let's just say it was us 5 for argument's sake, because the other person, who I don't know who it was. So we go to the strip club. We go to like Delilah's Den, which like we should have went to a better strip club, but we went there. It was like, I think it was 5
You walk
a.m.
there, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We got the limo home. It was like 5 a.m. They were the only one. They were open until like 6. So we went in and like we did the deal, and I'm in there, and the night, it went on, and I rang up a bill a little bit, and they go to charge me out at the end of the night because they were closing. It was like 6, and they're like, "All right, this is how much you owe," and it was like $170, and so like I had $70 cash on me. I was like, "I'll just hit the ATM," but I guess I kept using the wrong card because I was so fucked up that I couldn't get money out, and like I didn't understand why. And so like they were just like, "Well, you can't leave. Like we need to do something." And so I was like, "Yo, Dre, like come here." And I made Dre pay. Like Dre covered the bill because he was responsible. So to this day, like Dre will like bust my balls like, "You owe me $100." But yeah, well he was responsible, so no, I fucking don't, Dre. And
I also ran up a bill that night.
And I was gonna say, you were like, we like left, and there was like a free limo ride back to our hotel. But like when we left, Adam wasn't with us. Like, where the fuck is Adam?
I was in the bathroom, but I was like super duper like just.
So we had to send
Tired.
Joe in to go get him.
Yeah.
So like it was a nightmare night. And then Mother's Day is the next day, and Adam has to go to eat with your in-laws,
Brunch,
right?
No, brunch with my mom,
mom, at
but
least, okay.
with Ashley too, who knows that I was out the night before.
So I'm gonna
And
let you
was
take over here.
Don't come back like messed up. I came back messed up. So like Bazooka Joe had to drive me back to my car, and he was like, "Yo, you're gonna be all right?" And I was just like, "I'll be fine." And I went to brunch, and it's like bright outside, and like I'm just barely hanging on. And on the drive, and Ashley, I've never seen her so mad at me in my life. She was pissed at me. She told me not to do it, and because it's one of those things where it's like I knew this was gonna happen.
And you definitely were like, I'll be fine.
Yeah. And I was no, I'm gonna be totally okay. And then, man, I came back a wreck. And my mom didn't mind at all. Like my mom probably thought it was funny. She was like, "Oh, whatever. Like he's young. Like he's having fun." And then. So we were driving to my mom's because we were going to hang out with her there for the rest of the day. And Ashley's just fighting with me in the car. And I'm just like, I can't even focus right now. I'm half hungover, half still drunk. Like, I need to sleep. I slept an hour or like maybe 2 hours because we don't get back to the hotel till like 6 and then we leave at like 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I've been told too when we do these trips sometimes. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I've been told I fall asleep with my eyes open sometimes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like Brian's told me, he's like, I've woken up and you're just like staring at me.
I think the other time that I have just as much fun and end up being hungover was, I think it was your bachelor party.
Okay.
What was it? The one? Yes. So Justin's bachelor party was 2 nights, and the first night we went to AC, and then we had a show. And I remember the 3 of us, myself, Brian, and Justin, were supposed to show up to the building early, and then I got a text from Brian because he ran training, and he's like, "But I'm gonna go somewhere and just go to sleep. So if you're not there yet, don't even go." So like I went to I got to the building and didn't get the text till after there. So I saw it. So I drove to I texted Justin, "What are you doing?" He was like, "I'm about to sleep." I said, "Yo, can I just come by your house and sleep?"
Yeah, he did. He can sleep in the living room. Right?
Yeah. So because he was closer than going back to my place, so he told me to come over. I came over. His wonderful wife Danielle opened the door. She already had like a blanket and pillow for me for the couch. She's amazing. Anytime I've stayed at Justin, she's been nothing less than hospitable.
Thank you.
She's an angel. And
I don't know what I'd do.
Justin, I didn't even see Justin. Justin was like in his room sleeping, and so I just like slept on the couch while she watched TV. Like,
yeah. Nah, like also, I'm pretty sure that night was the same night that the story we brought up at WrestleMania happened.
No, the night that happens is when we run into your friends, which wasn't your bachelor party night.
You're right.
Yeah. But it might be after that.
So just might as well go there.
Yeah, let's go there.
Club story. What we're referencing is the time we walked into the strip club where I dragged out. So by the way, like, we go in and we're like walking around, we grab a beer, like, all right,
let's set the stage for this one real quick because this is actually a pretty good story. Like,
yeah, okay, go ahead, yeah, you do.
So we talked about, we were with 2 other people who shall remain nameless.
I got you. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm rushing. Our one friend decided to take the other friend to the room because she's tired. Whatever. He promises myself and Justin he will come back, to which, like classic Adam and Justin fashion, Justin says, "You have to, because if you don't, we're gonna go to the strip club."
Yep.
Accountability.
If you do not come back like you said you were going to, this is your fault that we went to the strip club. Just tell us you're not coming back if not.
He said he was coming back, so we weren't gonna go to the strip club.
We waited like a half hour at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it got clear that he wasn't coming back. So I think we still weren't gonna go yet. We were just like, let's go dick around. We run into Justin's friends. Kelsey cries. It's a beautiful moment. We take them back to our room because we already bought pizza. And we were like, hey, have some more pizza.
Man, you remember this a lot better than I remember just the story.
Oh, no. Because then we find our 2 friends just passed out on the bed. Just straight up.
Right.
Passed the fuck out.
Right.
So we give your friends pizza, and then we leave them. We leave our 2 friends there.
Yes.
Passed out.
That's right, man. We had all that food.
Yeah, so then we go back, and then towards the end of the night, I don't know what exactly happens to lead to it, but you tell me. I was talking to your friend Kelsey, and then you tell me, "Hey, Adam, go to the strip club." And then
was it just us 2 that time, or was Calvin with us? I thought maybe one more.
Calvin wasn't with us. I think some of your friends were gonna go with us, but then they ended up never even showing up.
Yeah, it probably was just us then.
So
I only remember the story being with you.
Yeah. So then I said, "Excuse me, I need to be here for my friend," and we left. And
That's
we got into
a sign of a good brother, right there.
Yeah, we got into a cab, and we told the gentleman. Did we tell them on the way there or on the way back that we were professional wrestlers?
It was on the way there because he was like, "Oh, like Kane, like Undertaker."
Yes, and we said yes, exactly. We are exactly like Kane and Undertaker.
Yep, you nailed it. I'm Kane, he's Undertaker.
Yep. And so we go to Stilettos.
Yes.
And now you can take over.
That's the good one. So we walk in, you pay your cover. They got the music bumping. Me and Adam love good hip hop music, so we're ready to rock. We go in, we get our beers, we sit down on stage. First girls are up dancing on the stage. Everything's going all kosher, just like you would imagine.
It's busy in there too. Like it's popping in there.
It was a crowded night. It was probably like, it was fairly early, all things considered. It was like what, like 12:30, 1 o'clock maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like 3. So there's still people in there, pretty good, and we're hanging out. And the second set of girls come on stage, they get like a 5-minute, 10-minute set, whatever it is. Second pair comes on, and they immediately go to the tombstone. They start, laying on top of each other. Like,
Oh yeah, they put on a full blown show.
yeah, I was just at live.
Justin and
porn.
I were popping massively.
Yes, oh yeah,
Like,
hell yeah.
Almost, I think, cheering them on to a point. Like,
Well, because in our world, people come to our work and cheer us on when we do things on the
yeah,
stage.
exactly. When
So,
you do
like-
things, when you perform a spot well, you get the applause afterwards. They're doing the spot, but they're stealing the show. Second match on the card.
But this is the thing; it's still kind of early, right? So the next set still has to go on, and
No
what the
hope.
fuck are they gonna
No
do?
hope for them.
No one's gonna tip them now. You know, it's for a while they kind of ruined it for the rest of the girls, and that's where I make the equation that, like, you know, if you do too much early in the card, you're gonna ruin it for everyone
Yeah.
else. But they they stole the show, man, like way too early. They might have been dating. They had to be. They were intimate.
Yeah.
Shout out those two girls at the Stilettos that night.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Putting the main event on.
You guys did your job though. Like, I was entertained. Right? Isn't that what this is all about?
That's true.
Good stuff.
This was supposed to be about love. Although, to be fair to you two,
I said I love strip
I was
clubs.
gonna
Did
say
you
you
listen?
both, you both did use the word love like a solid 12 times during that little.
Well, also, like, when was the time you did get caught?
Oh, so to tack on to me showing up, fucked up on Mother's Day to brunch. Monday, Ashley finds a receipt in my pocket and it just says DD, but it's in Atlantic City, but it's for like an absurd amount of money.
Delilah's dead.
So my wife is so smart. So first of all, it's an absurd amount. I'm a dumbass because she texts me and she's like, "What's this receipt from DD?" And I was just like, "Oh, Dunkin' Donuts." Bam, I'm good. I'm set.
Nailed
Never
it.
mind that this is like $100 fucking receipt.
I guess I didn't even think about that. Like, how many donuts did you fucking buy?
So that my wife's so smart. She just looks up. She looks up the address on the receipt, and it's just like, text me back. No, it's not. It's Delilah's den. What were you doing there? And I was like, oh shit.
Justin. It was Justin.
I don't remember what I said
Put the
because
heat on
it got fairly resolved quickly. Like,
Yeah.
Because I was like, I just told her it was like late and stuff like that, and she was like, no. She's like, just stop being an idiot.
Right.
It's kind of like the thing. It wasn't like she was mad that I went. It was just like,
Right.
you were a dumbass this weekend.
It was the entirety of the situation at that point.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, like, I ask because I never got caught going to the strip club, so to speak, because I don't tell my wife like what everyone does when I go out. But like, if she asks me what I did, like, I don't lie. I just don't like I don't because it's not my relationship with her. I just don't have to because we have I've had a lot of experiences where I've gotten good feedback from not lying, and we just talk through things, so I don't feel the need to. But the first time we went, it was like, oh, you went? That's like, oh, cool. I always said I wanted to go with my friends when I turned 18. Like, she would just be honest about, like, her and her friends always wanted to go to a strip club just to see what it was like, but, like, never did because they're girls. And then I was like, the second time we went, she's like, oh, you went again? I was like, third time, like, oh, you went again? Like, fourth time, like, oh, you went again? Like, finally got to the point where she's like, I kind of want to just go. So, like, me and her went, like, we love it now. Like, it was funny, like, the first time she's like, I would spend, like, a little bit, and, like, now we go, and she's like, yeah, let's go. Like, we, like, enjoy the strip club. Like, we go and, like, stay there, we drink there, like, me and her hang out there. Like, I don't know. We enjoy it. It's entertaining.
Yeah, shout out to our wives because actually, I think Ashley used to tell me stories about times that she's going to the strip club before I even met her. So
Yeah,
it's
like,
it's a foreign thing to her. Like, she used to like going because she thought it was fun.
Yeah, and there's some girls that, like, hang out there. Like I said, I kind of get it from the standpoint of, like, if you just want to drink a little and, like, not really worry about being hit on, especially, like, or, like, I don't like, you know, like, even my, like, you know, I don't like bringing my wife places where there's just a bunch of single dudes who are, like, reckless. Like, there's people out there that, I don't know, man. Like, because I'll get into a fight. Like,
We
I will
understand.
get an assault charge. Like,
That some of you are going to just super disagree with this whole thing.
and that's fine.
That's okay.
You're not for me. and that's just
podcast isn't for them, then.
Well, no, I think there's something to be taken away from everything. If you choose not to, that's on you.
Spoken like that's Justin Pusser right there.
At least we're open about it. Like,
Yeah, like, I just don't see the point in, like, lying. Like, yo, if you're like a straight or bisexual, if you're a dude who likes girls and you don't like strip clubs, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't think I know anyone.
That's fine, man. And maybe there's a reason. Explain it to me. I like conversation. Just, I don't get it.
I'm sure there are, and I'm sure they have their reasons. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Judgment-free zone and wrestling with life. All right.
We pick on you for being a magician. A lot.
God damn it. Well, going back to what I was asking, do either of you have any highlight dates with your significant other?
Yeah, man, I've done so many like cool things. Like Danielle and I like driving places, and like I love driving, like physically driving, like being the driver. I don't mind. So like we've gone to Boston, Baltimore. We go up to the Poconos every so often and just like hang out in like the mountains and stuff. Like I just like seeing cool things with her. I don't know. I like seeing the world, and she's my best friend. So like anything bit I can see with her is cool.
Just shatter it. People are literally, it's breaking people's glass of who Justin Buzzer is.
Fine, because you know what the truth is. If there was a fight that broke out between that person who had that misconception, they would see Justin Buzzer. They just don't. You know, I can be everything.
It's true.
You were asking for dates with our current wives?
Yeah, like anything that stands out with you.
Yeah,
Like just like a wow.
for like our first,
or like again maybe a bad
anniversary,
one.
No, for our first anniversary as a couple, we like planned a trip to Disney, which was pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Just the two of us. Yeah.
And like my favorite thing is like me and Danielle got married in Disney, and I had like Adam and Ashley were there, and like a lot of like some of my shoot friends were there, and a lot of like Dave and Calvin, people from wrestling. It was awesome. That's like my favorite memory I have with her and all of them. Is like that whole weekend was incredible. Mickey and Minnie came to my wedding.
Yeah, that was cool.
So many grown people popping for characters.
That's what life is, man.
I drank so many mimosas at my wedding too. A lot of mimosas.
That was a great weekend.
I think like only mimosas. Yeah.
All right, am I gonna get out free and clear by saying it's we've already ran a little long time? So.
Well, I mean, does anyone love you?
Ow, that hurts.
I felt that sting.
Wow.
He didn't do the laugh though.
That's like a punch in the gut. You know that at least my mom does. Come on.
No, she ratted on you pretty quick.
That doesn't mean she doesn't love me.
That's fair, because my mom would rat on me in a heartbeat, and probably will about something in this episode. I usually just don't tell us like you do.
My mom appreciates honesty, and she likes when things are shout out.
No,
She's mad. She's not mad, but she was like, "Oh, Justin talked about being a writer in high school.
That's right.
You used to write for the Courier Post. Why didn't you say anything?" And I was just like, "I don't know. Didn't think about it at the time."
Because his dream was to be David Copperfield.
Yeah, and that's
Contrast.
he's already put it out of his mind that he did anything other than magic. Also, just I was violently ill like 3 days ago, and Pat decided to tell me yesterday that he also was sick 2 weeks ago. So thanks, Pat, for getting me sick. Really sick, man.
You know what? Speaking of my mom, I'll tell one story.
Please do.
My first date, my mom will probably never let me live this down. My first like actual date was in like 7th or 8th grade, and I took a girl bowling. And otherwise, like whatever.
That's nice.
No, that's what you would do.
Yeah,
that makes
it
sense.
is,
Like that's what else are you gonna do?
Magic show.
But the
Magic show.
the thing at the oh jeez.
Oh no, the buddy's dead.
So go ahead, tell us about your first date story.
Okay, so the date itself went fine, but at the end of it, this is where my mom will never let me live this down. At the end of it, we're outside, and my mom was already there, and her parents weren't there yet. And I was like, all right, see you later. I got into the car, and my mom's like, hey, are her parents here? And I was like, no, she said she's cool, though. My mom's like, get back out there.
Oh my God, Pat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
Why?
wait. I'm not understanding what happened.
So both sets of parents came back to pick us up at the end of the
okay,
date.
yeah.
My parents were there. Her parents weren't there yet.
Oh, and you just left her.
Outside the car.
So I got in my mom's car, and my mom's like, are her parents here yet? I was like, oh, no, but she said she's cool. My mom's like, no, go back out there right now.
Man, thank God for your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, my
man.
gosh.
Yeah, no,
Or else maybe no one would love
I'd be
you.
lost without them.
Nah, man. Same thing for me though. My mom really did show me like, she taught me how to treat like people, especially, but I mean women too. Like that's important. That's what you need. That's what a mom's for.
Yeah.
But you should have known that already. Maybe there's a reason Pat, isn't us.
I
think that one story is actually very like profound for this picture.
I was incredibly.
Yeah, it's like two guys that you wouldn't really expect to be, super smooth, but also into strip clubs. And then we get to Pat, and it's just like, yeah, I left a girl in the rain outside.
That wasn't raining. Jesus.
Yeah, and there was thunder and lightning. She was holding the metal
There was-
rod, and
yeah.
I just didn't even let her get in the car with the tires and the rubber.
Then when we circled around, we drove past the puddle and then just splashed on the.
And I threw rocks out the window at her.
I was having a rough day, obviously.
But your mom sounds like she circled back with you.
I don't remember that.
That's probably when she kicked him out.
Oh man.
So no, her parents here? No. And then he's like, go stand with her soaking wet in the rain.
Yeah, that's a good point. Then the puddle happened.
I like this version of the story much better.
Yeah. Also, so like, when was your first girlfriend? How old were you?
I was my first like real girlfriend. I was sophomore year of high school.
So like 15, 16-ish.
Yeah.
How long did it last?
15, 16. It lasted pretty much the whole of sophomore year. Like a good portion of all of sophomore year. So like what?
Call it
like,
between 8 and 12 months.
yeah, somewhere in that range.
So I'm only under a month here. 3 serious
I mean,
weeks.
like, I don't know, dude. I had girlfriends. See, that's the thing with me. I'm just like one of those kids who, like, I had a girlfriend when I was in 3rd grade for like 2 days, and then, like, I acted like I didn't when my friends asked me.
That's cool.
It's like, I mean,
I no, I had no problem
you don't know what that
saying it.
is. You don't know what that feels like.
No, I had like the girl I took that first date on for some reason decided she still wanted to date me again. I don't like now looking back I'm like no, you shouldn't have.
Did she know about the magic at this point? Where like, was the rep about your magic good at this point?
Oh yeah, everyone in school knew about it.
You know what
good.
it is? You know, it's the that misconception or the actual conception that girls like assholes. And clearly, Pat was just gonna leave on the side of the road.
I was trying to live up,
Yo, you're right.
trying to live up to the name.
Said, I want to be with this guy. He seems like he's gonna do me lots of
Yeah, the
harm.
mob boss from Rush Hour for
And the
sure.
mob boss
Oh,
from Russia.
but I will say this because my mom would also be remiss if I didn't say this. Is that the first time I was caught kissing a girl was in like 1st or 2nd grade though.
Nice.
So
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I have that going for me. But no, like my first serious girlfriend was like sophomore year. Brittany, awesome girl, like heart of gold. The only thing like anyone ever made fun of her for is because she had this like really like a laugh. You know, some people just have like a laugh, a very distinctive laugh.
Like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, she had a laugh that sounded like it was a seal, effectively.
Oh, people made fun of her for that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh, see, I don't want to ever make fun of someone's laugh because that laughing's like the
It's
thing that brings
genuine and
people
fun. Yeah,
happiness.
I didn't mind it at
Wow,
all.
what a piece of shit. Pat didn't even defend his girlfriend for her seal laugh.
That's why
He
I
laughed
stayed
at it when I
with
called
her
it a seal laugh.
so long. I stayed with her so long.
Oh man.
But
Carry
she-
on.
No, but she was super nice, and I was not good at that point in my life. Like that's when I was
Yeah.
in therapy and stuff.
You weren't
And, like,
ready for what was going on.
Yeah, like she deserved a better version of me than she got. So,
Did
like,
you think that then?
I didn't know that then.
Right.
I only know that now. Like I only know in hindsight. Like oh man, like I wish, like you deserved a better version than you got. Sorry.
Well, maybe it helped her learn something else though. I'm big on that. Like you always find a building block. Like, you know, I've had a lot of like hurt in my relationships as Adam as he's expressed, but I think it also opens your eyes to what you know you do and don't want out of your next relationship.
Yeah.
And I think once you've, that's the thing about me and Danielle. Like we have great communication. So even as we're learning those things now, like we have talks all the time, no matter how hard they are, because like, what else are you gonna do? Just stare at each other and be pissed, and then what? You have to live together. Like there's somewhere this ends if you guys just get, like you gotta have that talk.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like not smooth at all. I don't understand how I had any girlfriends in high school or anything.
Well, was it only the college kids who worked at the swim club? Were they your only girlfriends while you were in college or high school rather?
That's like my only female friends.
Yeah, like
Oh no, I had other
friends
female
with,
friends.
like-
I've been so we mentioned Jess before. I've been friends with Jess since like 6th or 7th grade. Like
Jess is the one who wants me to be more miserable, right?
she doesn't want you to be more miserable. She said it'd be fun. She said it thought it'd be fun if we did an episode of like pet peeves or like things that like. She really enjoyed your rant on how the way people treat servers in the service industry in general.
Right. So she
Yeah.
likes when I'm angry.
And don't think you can just text one of us with an opinion and not get name dropped on this show. Pat tried to hide names from us yesterday in the car, and we made him tell.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, my friend said this. My friend said that." And
What
immediately,
friend?
names? Who? Where are they from?
Mostly-
Is it Mike from Texas? Is it Alex from Boston?
We
It's my
initially
boss,
did
'cause
this
one of
because we
those
didn't
boss.
believe he had friends, but upon further review, you guys exist and you have names.
Also, I fully encourage everyone to keep giving their opinions to Pat, because one day we may invite you into our lion's den. But if you come in here, you better be ready.
Yeah, seriously.
I will look at you while I talk to you.
In the eye.
It's true.
Like a hawk.
That's something else you love doing.
What? Having a human connection when I talk to someone, looking them in the eye.
I mean, like being that intimidating factor.
It was weird. As I grew older, I realized how many people don't like being looked in the eye. It's not that I'm trying to intimidate them. I don't understand.
I don't know either. My mom always told me it was polite to.
Well,
like,
it is, but a lot
contact.
of people get uncomfortable. You know, they do. It's weird. Maybe I make them uncomfortable. I get that, but I can't.
Oh, you have a presence about you. Huh? I mean, you both do, but like Adam's presence is always very warm and welcoming. Your presence kind of.
Trying to say I'm cold?
No, but it depends on your familiarity to the situation. And now
I'm borderline sociopathic with the way I can turn it on and off. I get it, Pat.
Well, gentlemen, hey, thank you for joining me. We're doing like almost as long as episode as we did for our WrestleMania preview, which is awesome.
Well, but because love trumps all, right?
I don't know if I'm gonna have a better end than that. That's like I can't even do the tagline. The tagline's not gonna be better than that.
I'm trying to tell you you're not cool, but
do you believe in Patrick?
Oh no, God, it's spreading. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us, and you've been wrestling with life.